wide picture up here on the screen. So I hope you enjoy that. And right now, just to say a few words about the films, a short introduction. I want to welcome Douglas Dunning up to say a few words about the films. Let's welcome him up.
Thank you, Paul. A happy Halloween to you all. Now, the thing I want to tell you is I am the one who is responsible for getting the film restored. Unfortunately, you're not going to see that one. But I can tell you it wasn't easy because nobody was looking, nobody cared, except me. And because I know Christopher and he always likes to see his films restored whenever possible. So the thing was, the main thing that was missing, but you'll see most of it, is the opening sequence where Elizabeth Selwyn pronounces a curse on the town and that she'll be back and all that sort of thing, and her Confederate, who returns later. That was cut by about 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then there are other existential scenes throughout, which are more extensions of existing scenes. And it's very appropriate that these two films tonight are being shown in the Billy Wilder Theatre, featuring Christopher, because Billy was Christopher's very favorite director of all the directors he worked with. He's told me that many times. And also, I want to tell you about the film. The film was shot in early 1960. It was made over a period of 20 days and a budget of £65,000, which is roughly 200,000 American dollars. At that time, the pound was about $3. And it was John Moxey's first film. He came out of BBC, and he's an extraordinary, he's an extraordinary eye for a first film. This is the best of his films, and also I think it is the best of the collaboration of Max J. Rosenberg, Milton Subotsky, and The Skull is the second best, I think. That's my personal opinion. I think you might agree, because the portmanteaus or the anthology horror films had, they had problems. Half of them were good, half of the stories weren't so good, and the framework didn't always work, the frame story. Now let me tell you some facts about Christopher. Christopher just received his knighthood yesterday. How do you like that? Yeah, at the age of 87. In fact, at the age of 87, he started his first Hammer film in 33 years in Albuquerque, New Mexico, titled The Residence, going to come out in the spring, so I'm told. So you can look forward to that. It's a psychological thriller, very much in the vein of Fanatic or Taste of Fear, which are Die, Die, My Darling and The Scream of Fear to You. And the new Hammer promises to be very much in the tone of the original. They have integrity, they're not going for gore or sexuality or torture porn, thank God. I'll talk to the head man. And that's a relief. But somebody's doing films the right way, story-driven, character-driven, good films. Let's hope. But be that as it may, and John Moxey retired in 1980 from filmmaking. He is living up in Seattle now on a houseboat. And yes, really. And there is a possibility, I hope I'm not laying the cat out of the bag, there might be a retrospective that he will be coming in for next year. Here. We're working on that, Paul and I.
We'll see. Yeah.
Hmm? Yeah. Yes. And, well, enjoy the films. As I said, these are extraordinarily well-made movies. They're way ahead of, oh, yes, there's a plot point in, in Horror Hotel, which is very similar to a film that's much more famous, came out the same year, much later in the year, in fact. And it did not steal the idea. They just, two directors had very similar ideas. And you'll see it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who has not seen it. Okay? Enjoy. Happy Halloween.